Guys, welcome to MyGuy Reviews review of Huntsman, The Winter's War. Just using the Call of Duty backdrop for this. But basically, this is the prequel, sequel, I want to say, to the Snow White film starring Kristen Stewart. No Kristen Stewart this time round, but we still have the main character, Chris Hemsworth, plays Eric in the film. We also still have Charlize Theron playing Queen Ravenna, I think it is. We've got Emily Blunt as a new character. She's playing Freya. And we've got Jessica, I can't remember her surname, as another warrior called Sarah, who it will become Chris Hemsworth's love interest in the film. Basically, the premise is it's based before Snow White. That's basically it. Let's get straight down to it. It's a bit before Snow White. So all of what we're about to talk about, what we see is it's a pre-Snow White film. So I'm not sure was there really a need for this sequel, because I didn't really enjoy the first one. But to be fair, I did enjoy this one better than I enjoyed the first one. But I didn't really enjoy the first one that much, that's why. So of course this one's a improvement, but doesn't say a lot considering the first one wasn't all that good in the first place. So the story, so long before we saw Queen Ravenna die in the first film, spoiler alert, where we learned that she had a younger sister played by Emily Blunt, Freya. Now she gives birth to this child, but of course this child's going to become Snow White. And basically it's, you know, the mirror tells her, you know, there's someone out there who's more pretty than her, more kind of like good looking, all of that kind of stuff. And basically we see her power develop. I mean, Emily Blunt, as she becomes like Ice Queen, a bit like Frozen, bit of a rip-off of Frozen in a way. But visual special effects are really good, and this is where we first kind of like actually building this magic kingdom, her ice solid place. We learned that she, obviously her children, she tries to a massive army basically, and that's where Chris Hemsworth and Sarah's character come together. And their chemistry on screen is really, really good. The two characters are really good together, and they're really fun. And obviously a lot happens for the two of them. They fall in love against the will of the Queen. They get banished. Obviously Eric thinks Thing is dead. Then obviously we have like a flash forward kind of thing where we go 7 years in the future, and that's kind of like where the film is. So it's almost like a prequel, but then we're gonna miss the main film and go forward in time and stuff like that. And basically that's kind of where I kind of lost interest in the film. To be fair, the film is really good in terms of visual special effects. They spent a ton of money on this film, making it look all pretty and stuff. And Chris Hemsworth, again, I'm really sorry to say, he started another film which won't make a ton of money, which is really a shame because I really like Chris Hemsworth. Obviously he's really good in the Thor and in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but unfortunately he hasn't had any major box office success outside of the MCU, which is really, really sad because, you know, he started some good films. He starred in the Michael Mann film, he starred in a Ron Howard film, he starred in this. Obviously he had the original, but again, so believe that the film has opened up to some really, really harsh critics, and also the film has opened up to some really, really poor box office numbers, and I believe that they are talking about writing off about $70 million in this film. That's the kind of write-off. So poor Chris Hemsworth, again, just not quite lucky with his film choices, but yes, the pluses of the film. Charlize Theron really good again as the Dark Queen. Emily Blunt really good as I want to say the girl from Frozen, but really the girl from Winter's War. Chris Hemsworth, I really like him. He was really good. His love interest, again, they were really good as well. So a lot of positives in the film, acting wise, but overall it was a bit disappointing, but it was better than the first one. I didn't really care much for the first one. First one I thought was a bit boring. This one, of course, raises the ante in terms of like visually. It's great, lots of stuff going on, but that's all it is. It's visually kind of. It's one of those films where yes, they've chucked a ton of money hoping that it would work, and I don't think it has in this example. And this film is one of those kind of films where was it a necessary sequel? Did we need a prequel sequel in this example? Maybe we did, but there was no Kristen Stewart again. When the original first came out, obviously she was at the height of her Twilight powers. Obviously she's no longer in this franchise going forward, and I believe they want to turn it into a franchise, which I think won't happen given the numbers that this one's kind of opened up to, and kind of the harsh critics out there and who have absolutely slated the film. Overall, I believe, you know, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. It's not the worst kind of film we're going to watch, but this is pre-summer blockbuster film, so did still have high expectations from the film. The trailer kind of outlined what we're going to see, and it was literally just a lot of visual special effects, big fight.
Friendly care package incoming. UAV inbound.